Hello. You've got the power. You've got the
Oh.
power. Your decisions, your beliefs, and your thoughts, they impact your lives and the lives of those around you. And we're talking about it today here on Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with my friend and co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. Today we're talking about you've got the power. I love it, Fran.
Yep.
Love it. I
You've
love it. I love
got the power. Uh,
it.
I am, hey, Sean and Ann over in Clubhouse. Welcome to everybody watching live and on the replay. Uh, Today's topic is all about the power that we hold. We have power. Sometimes we may not realize it, but
Mhm.
we wield a lot of power. And I'm in a group called Movement Makers with Evan Carmichael, and I can put a link over there if you're interested. We're talking about the fact uh, we had one of the challenges was to do a conversation. I'd like to call them conversations on impact.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we're doing today. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Uh, the story, my impact story came because we have this really huge tree in our yard. I'm talking about huge. I could put the picture up. This tree is massive. Terry, you've seen it. It
Yes.
covers the whole front of the house, it covers the sidewalk, it reaches over to the other side of the street. And the tree is, we got people who park under the tree in the summertime, the
Mm-hmm.
neighbors, the people across the street from the apartments, everybody's parking under the tree. And um, so my husband and I, we were going to get solar panels put on the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so we called the solar company and they did a aerial view, a satellite view from the
Yes.
top. And they said, well, you wouldn't be a good candidate for solar because the tree covers so much of the house.
Mm.
And we were like, well, okay, because you in solar you need to have sun, right? So okay, for it
Okay.
to work.
I
So,
see.
yeah. And so that wasn't going to be good. And then so we were like, well, maybe we could cut down the tree. Now, there are a lot of perks to cutting down the tree.
Mm. Okay.
One, we wouldn't have so much traffic at the front of the house where people are parking.
Mm-hmm.
No leaves in the summertime. I mean, not in the summer, like right
In,
now.
in the
The,
fall, yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not fall. This
It's
particular
winter now,
tree,
yeah.
this tree loses its leaves in the winter,
Ah,
which is
okay.
really weird. So there are like leaves everywhere right now, all over the
Mm.
roof, all in the gutters, all down the front of the house, everywhere. There's just tree leaves. And Kevin gets out there and he'll rake it all up. And then tomorrow it's all back like
There's
he never
more.
touched it.
Yes. Mm.
And so we thought about, well, let's just cut the tree down. Now, if we did that, we would be able to move forward with the solar panels. But then we started looking that the impact on taking that tree down was way too big.
Mm.
One, there are a lot of animals dependent on that tree. We got squirrels,
Mm.
hummingbirds, woodpeckers, all kind of stuff, things that they give back to us
Oh,
too. So um, the tree also provides oxygen, right?
absolutely.
Okay. So if we decide to cut down the tree, the oxygen in that area is going to go down in our area.
Mm-hmm.
The birds and the animals and everybody, they're no longer they got to relocate.
Mm.
And even though it's an inconvenience and a pain in the behind for raking the leaves and enduring the people who are parking in front of the house, we thought you know what, we're going to let it stand. We're going to let the tree stand. And the thought came, everything that we do in our lives impacts somebody else.
That's so true.
We have the power to impact someone. And then you said it today on our call, but is the impact positive?
Mm.
Are we having a positive impact? What's the impact that our choices, that our choices, our words, our deeds,
decisions, our actions? Yes. Mm.
So that's the conversation we have today. What impact, because you've got the power, we've got the power to be a positive impact on someone, or we can be a not for positive impact on someone.
Mm-hmm. Now we've got Yolanda over here on Facebook, Yolanda. And we just want to give a shout out to her and to those of you watching live. Wow, guys, if you have impacted someone's life recently, just put it in the chat. Let us know how you made that impact, especially right after the holiday season. I'm sure a lot of us did some things to make a positive impact on persons, or we may have experienced positive or negative impact as a result of interacting with others. Excuse me. So we'd like to know what impact has happened in your life recently.
Yeah, Ann and Sean, you all can share your stories of impact as well. Mark Ward is in the house. Mark, we're talking all about impact and that you've got the power. So we want to hear your stories of impact, because we have all. Okay, Mark, thank you. Mark.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to say, this is such an important topic and something that I beat the drum on all the time about creating a ripple, about how we are always creating a ripple, whether we know it or not. I mean, if you think about when you have decided that you are having a bad day, for example, and, let's say that you are rude to the cab driver or the Uber driver. Mm. Well, then, of course, the Uber driver is holding the resentment of that unjust rudity and perhaps expresses that on the next person that gets into their car. That person then has an experience with what they consider to be a rude driver. They take it home to their wife who has had a difficult day with the children. I mean, it just can ripple out across the world very, very quickly. So it's just important to remember that we can do the same thing with just basic kindness. I was thinking about this morning because, the actor Bob Saget died, and I've been looking through Twitter and stuff, all of the kind things that people are saying about that man. He was so beloved by people who knew him, and they all talk about how kind he was in every interaction. And I was thinking, wow, if I pass, will I be so blessed to have so many people speak up and talk about how kind I was. It really does make you think about the small things that really can have a large effect on other people and, of course, the world. It's that whole sort of idealistic thing that peace begins one person at a time, but it's true. And that's a power that we all hold and we can utilize if we choose to do so. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Mark always has some really good insights. I can remember Zig Ziglar talking about kicking the cat, or was it the dog? Anyway, you know, the cat gets kicked because of the events that started during the day, just like Mark was talking about. You know, you spilled your coffee and now you're mad, and then you get in the Uber and down the line, and then you get home and you know, the kid, the mom or dad yells at the wife and kids, and then the kids kick the cat, and the cat is like, what? I didn't do anything. But our actions, everything that we do is going to have an impact somewhere. So we're inviting everybody to join this conversation. How have you experienced an impact from someone else, and or how have you impacted someone else? And you can raise your hands, and we're inviting people to speak in the clubhouse.
Mhm. I want to talk about an act that Cecilia did. Cecilia Gonzalez is in our audience today. And I want you to know she came by the house and delivered a Christmas present to me. And it was just so gorgeous. It was a necklace. I'll show it to you maybe later if I can sneak away from the broadcast. But it's beautiful. And she took the time to show me how it worked, because it has interchangeable jewels that you can change in and out to go with your outfit. And it was just gracious. But what made it so special was that she took the time to come to my house and deliver this to me. And that impacted my whole day. I just, every time I look at it, I smile because I value her friendship. And so it just, it had an impact on me. I want her to know that. I want the audience to know that these random acts of kindness really do affect people. They have an impact, if you will.
They do.
Mhm.
They do. Um, and you know, we've all heard stories of people paying it
Paying it
forward,
forward,
where you
yes.
are in line at Starbucks or Dutch Brothers or Dunkin', whichever your coffee purveyor happens to be, and you pay for the coffee or tea, or you pay the bill for the person behind you.
Hmm.
And a lot of times you're not going to get to hear the thank you, because you know you're in drive-through. So you, and you know, but the clerks are looking like, wow, why would you do that for somebody? You know what I mean? Um, but you're having an impact.
And they get to experience the joy of that person's face
Right,
and their gratitude.
right.
So it does impact them, not
The
just,
clerk
yes.
and the person that got their meal paid for. Yolanda, you want to join in?
Hey, I'm just up there. Y'all know I'm always on my Monday drive.
Good morning, Yolanda.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Yolanda. And we appreciate, you know what, the impact of you all showing up here when you don't have to.
Oh, look, Cecilia says it's all about appreciation. Wow.
It is.
Yeah. It just I can't begin to tell you how
Like,
appreciative I was, because I was having a lot of things going on, and just the fact that someone took the time out.
to say thank you. Hmm. And were you going to weigh in?
Good morning. How's everybody today?
Good
Hey.
morning.
I guess I can say I impact people weekly,
Mhm.
Monday through Wednesday. I have a gospel radio show right here on Clubhouse. So I play gospel music, inspirational music for people to come and listen to. And I get accolades, and I'll post that in my profile. Inside my profile, I have my testimonials of how I've impacted people for their, whatever they was doing that day. And on yesterday, I actually went to the gas station because it was getting cold up here. My tank was below half full. I was always told, keep your tank at least at half full in the wintertime. like so no water and whatever can get in there. I'm like, okay. So I went to fill my tank up, and the guy was in there. He had changed it because he was trying to count his change up, and he was like, "Can I pump your gas for you?" And I'm like, "No, I can do it because I don't carry cash like on me. I always use my card." But he looked so sad, so I went to the car and I dug around, and I did find $2 worth of quarters. And so I went back in and I gave it to him. I said, "But you still don't have to pump my gas, but here you go." He was very thankful of that. So, yeah, sometimes we do things, and I didn't do it because I needed thanks. I did it because he needed it. So,
Right. Right. Thank you for sharing that, Ann. We random acts of kindness, on purpose acts of kindness. We affect impact all the time. A smile. One of my life lessons, my mom, she said, always smile or greet people when you see them, while you're walking down the street. Speak to people. You don't just pass somebody up and just, even if they don't speak back, hello, and keep. I was like, oh, it's a life lesson that I will never forget. You always speak. And sometimes people will look at you and like, well, why are you talking to, you know them? No.
And that is very common in California. You get some weird looks when you speak to people on the street, because they have trained themselves not to do it anymore once they moved to California, because in other states I found it very common for people to acknowledge one another, to at least nod, hey, I see you, something, to let people know that, we're human beings interacting with one another. And you matter.
And maybe people would not feel invisible if we would just take the time to say hello, even if you're not going to stop and have a whole conversation with them, but just greet them. I'm talking about people who may not seem like they're in their right mind. Just walk by, hello, and it might, snap something inside like, wait, they saw me.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Mark.
So much of this for me comes down to intent. Like, be conscious about your intent. I've told you all before, my business cards say, who do you want to be? So for me, part of that process is making a conscious decision each day when you awaken in regards to what is the adjective or adjectives that best describes who I want to be today? How will I evaluate my success in that capacity? What are the challenges and obstacles I see right now to doing that? And setting myself up to succeed by my own definition, so that I am creating a potential impact in the way that I decide to do so.
Yep. And I like that. You're setting up an intentional impact. Intentional. Hey, TJ joined us. TJ, we are talking about You've Got the Power, talking about how we impact people. So if you want to weigh in, please do. And we got Elizabeth Green. Woohoo!
Hey, Liz, how you doing?
We are talking all about you've got the power. You've got the power to change someone's life just by smiling or saying hello. You have impact, and impact is lasting. I heard somebody was saying about words, and words never go away. The power of your words never end. Once you speak something out, that continues on. I'm not sure who said it, but it stuck with me that your words are going to be, it's kind of like the internet. Once you put it out there, it ain't coming back. I mean, you don't get to pull it back and say, well, it's not, no, once it gets out onto in the internet, it stays there. Even though we try and you can delete it or whatever, it's out there. Well, what you do is out there. The impact you have on someone else is out there, and it's affecting someone else. I was talking to one of our Biz Chicks clients and friends, and they were talking about how she's an educator. So she was talking about how one thing that she did has resonated with her student, to the fact that they contact her even though they're grown and in college now. And they were 8 or 10 years old when they first encountered this teacher. We have teachers who have impact like that, for the good or the bad. TJ or Liz, do you all want to join in on this conversation from Clubhouse? TJ.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday.
Good morning.
Good morning. TJ.
I love this title. You got the power, because it encompasses a lot of stuff. But I like to look at everything from a business eye and a perspective. So I say you got the power. That means that this is the year, and I've been talking about planning. This is the year to do whatever it is you desire, because it can be done with the power of technology. You know, most of us have a device or access to a device, because remember, the library has resources. They have technology, they have computers and everything. So there's not an excuse for I don't have the right equipment or I don't have access. That's not true. So where there's a will, there's a way. So it's out there via technology. But now the thing is, tied in with this, the great resignation, where people are quitting their jobs because they weren't happy in those jobs. And because of the pandemic, they may have had to stay home or whatever. And they realize, hey, I don't want to go to that job, so I'm going to quit. But then pick up the tool of technology and use it to enhance your life. Start a business, start something that's going to generate income for you, because it's doable now. It wasn't doable before.
Correct.
It was. Let me correct that. It was doable, but there were so many steps between you and getting to the goal that a lot of people gave up. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there were so many steps. Now there's just one step. You pick up your device and you press a button. You go live, you make a blog post, you make a podcast, you make a graphic, you go to Instagram, you go to Pinterest. It's so many choices that it's doable. So that's the power of it. But on the other side, there's that confusion, and where do I start? So I understand that part. So but the power is there, is what I'm saying. We just got to pick up the tool and use it. Yield the mic.
Thank you. And TJ is right. You can impact, you have a story that will impact someone else. And now you have the tools to tell that story. You have the tools to, we talked about it here on Biz Chicks. Not everybody is your customer, but you now can readily impact your customers, those who want to do business with you, those who know you, like you, trust you. You can impact their lives and their businesses now, when, like TJ said before, you couldn't do that. The company had the equipment and the internet and the other things, but now you have the tools in your hand, a smartphone. And if you need help, you've got a community here and other communities that are ready, willing, and able to help you get it all done. You're not in a vacuum anymore. You're not by yourself. You are not alone.
That is so true. You're never alone. And that's why we started the Biz Chicks community, so that we could help one another, encourage one another, connect with one another. All of these things are important, especially when you're a solopreneur, to feel like you have a community behind you that you can call on. So remember that you can always, be a part of the Biz Chicks community by, texting Biz to 33777 and joining that community. And in there, you can ask us questions. We can try to find you support for whatever it is you're trying to do, because that's what we are all about.
And you have answers that other biz chicks and biz dudes need.
Mm-hmm.
So is it cross pollinate? I don't. That's a
connect, share, and grow.
Right. So you can share what you know in the group, in the community, so that you're helping someone else.
Exactly.
Over there are challenges. You'll find the recordings for each of the week where you don't have to, scroll through everything on some other platforms. You can go directly inside the Biz Chicks group. You can see all of the recordings from each of the days, because we're here Monday through Friday, and you can get whatever it is that you need. You can leave tips for somebody. You need help, you can ask a question. Somebody in the community can help answer that question. Like we have the resident social media diva herself, Terry Johnson, online everywhere. We got Mark Ward. If you're having some challenges trying to figure out who you are, what you do, how you serve, Mark can help with that. Dryer Buzz can tell you how to do some stuff over there on TikTok, how to get what it is done that you're doing out to the world effectively. She's got some publications that are really easy to understand. So we have people that can help you do whatever it is that you need to do. And all you have to do is text Biz to 33777. If you are not yet a part of the Biz Chicks community, we welcome you. There is no charge to become a part of the community. We have workshops that we do. We will have masterminds throughout the year. And then we do office hours where we can talk to you one-on-one to see how we can best help you get the help you need to take the hassle out of your hustle, so that you can build a profitable business that is fun to run. So thank you for this conversation today, all about you've got the power. You really do have the power. Go out and be an impact for positivity in the lives of those around you. And we will see you tomorrow. TJ, you want to tell us what you got coming up for tomorrow?
Yep, and it kind of ties in with today's topic of you got the power. It's all about you. So I'm going to use that same word, you, and I'm going to leave it there, and so to entice you to show up tomorrow.
All right. TJ will be with us at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Join us live and in person. And we want to thank you for being a part of Biz Chicks, for taking the time to come on in here and spend some time with us on Monday morning. We appreciate you and looking forward to talking to you again real soon.
Have a great day, guys. And remember to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8. Bye-bye.